Is there a type of engaging object that lowers the bounce rate on average more than others, i.e., images, pop-ups, videos, testimonials, etc.?
All of the above. It turns out, so we periodically run experiments on our own site. So we created a blog post and did not put any engagement object on it. No image. I mean, it was just text. And we put it out and we tracked, and we did A/B testing basically, but by day, right, for 2 weeks. And it turns out that we had 50% more time spent on the page with an image than the same page without the image. So inherently, I think that when people see something that's on the page, they perceive that more effort went into the page, or they perceive maybe the image is very appropriate and it engages them more, and they inherently stick on that content longer. The job of good content, of course, is to become shareable. It's not going to be shareable if your people are leaving you too soon. If it is boring, they're not going to read it. And putting engaging things on the page may cause them to stick longer, which may cause them to share it, which may cause you to get more traffic and fame. I would definitely put something on it. Now, always at least use an image, unless you can instead put a video. But certainly you're going to want to do something appropriate to the content that is engaging. And I'd say at least 50% boost. For video, I read an article that said if the video is of a person talking to you about the product you're looking to buy, and it's basically a testimonial, a video type testimonial, you'll almost double your conversion rate. So if I would have converted at 2%, I'll convert it 4%. If I would have converted 5%, I'll convert it 10%. Almost universally, it doubles the conversion rate, because there's a person talking to you about the product significantly increases that visitor's trust in the product. So just understand that. So obviously, if there's no video, there's no image, there's no testimonials on the page at all, it's just a page of content, it's boring and nobody's going to care, and they're not going to stick, and they're not going to buy.
Maybe, again, like you kind of maybe already answered this, where you say it depends on the site and the products you're selling. So not every site is going to be the same, but do you know of any data anywhere that would say, to maybe dig into the question a little bit more, which is, do like videos on average do better than, say, an image? We know that an engaging object does better than no engaging object, but do any one of those in particular do better than others, generally speaking? Is there any data that you know of that says that?
I've seen reports. I don't think any of them are recent. For testimonials, as an example, one of the research items was, if I put up a testimonial, just, John Doe, it helps at the trust level in your product. Got it. However, if I can determine that you are from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I instead put up a testimonial from somebody in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and can say so, it doubles again. People have more trust in testimonials that they can relate to than just testimonials. Well, to me, that applies to everything. The statistics are that a video will convert at a higher rate than an image. I think testimonials are separate. They're text. They're not image and they're not video, unless it's a video testimonial, in which case you get a compound advantage.
Mhm.
One, always have, in my opinion, always have what it takes to convert the client, to answer the question the client really is asking. And in many cases, in a product environment, a transactional page, it's going to be, your job is going to be to minimize cart abandonment, if you will, to get them over the hump and trusting you and feeling comfortable with you. If my neighbor is comfortable with you, and if the video is showing somebody that feels good enough about you to do that, I will feel good enough about you inherently. And I think that video helps a lot. Video testimonials are exponential. I think that testimonials help a lot, but local testimonials help more. And you're right, it may vary based upon industry or geolocation or any number of other things. But from the things that I have been reading, you really want to help the visitor feel comfortable with buying. And that's probably one of the most important things.
Yeah, and there's another element to this too, because I think we've talked about this in terms of, videos in particular, is that assuming you don't have them uploaded directly to your server and you have them play directly from your site, you probably want to have them embedded from YouTube, because again, don't forget that YouTube is the second most used search engine aside from Google. And you actually kind of get a 2-for-1 when it comes to uploading a video. Highly recommend you always have an embedded video, probably at the top fold of your page, explaining who you are as a company. And basically have that on your site, and you also have that video ranked separately in Google as well. So you already have this kind of like 2-for-1 deal when it comes to video. So those are very highly recommended. Whereas testimonials and images are great and fantastic, and I think you should have them, but you don't usually get a lot of that separate search engine able to help you out with a video. You have it on your site and it's in YouTube and could be ranked in Google. So it's a very useful, engaging object. So, but yeah, very good question. I could probably talk about that one a lot more, actually.
So let me ask a couple of things. I think everybody here has a mission statement, right? They have a vision of what they're going to do. They have, all these statements that a company would have, mission for sure. It seems to me that a small video on your About Us page by your president that said, I started this business to overcome outrageous prices and poor work. I stand behind my work. I guarantee it, yada, yada, yada. Well, that is a trust statement. That is something on your About Us page you should have. And the About Us page on most sites is one of the top 5 pages visited by people in a transactional world. If you're selling something, people will go to your About Us very, very often. It gets a lot of traffic because they need to trust the people they're going to give money to. Right? This is the internet. You don't know who you're giving money to. They need to trust you. Right? They want to know you have an address there and an email address, not just a form, and they want to hear from the president that you're there. What most people don't do is they don't take that soundtrack from the president and make it their music on hold soundtrack on their phone system, or they don't make it part of any other page, right? They don't use it. They get it. It's on the About Us page. It's really helpful, but there's other parts of your website that you have an opportunity to put it on, right? Like, hey, I just went to the shopping cart and I'm abandoning it. What are you putting up on the detection that they abandon your cart on exit? Are you putting something up saying, hey, we're going to miss you when you're gone? This is why we're here. Really give us a chance. I mean, half the people give you a chance. So
there's opportunity here, especially with video on different pages.
If you want to ask Bruce Clay your SEO question, head on over to seotraining.com/pages/webinar and register to join our next live webinar with the Father of SEO himself. It's completely free and allows you to get the SEO insights you need for your website. So sign up today so you don't miss out.